Hey there, buddies and pals. We've got an ult playoff game between PDC of US East and Specterito of Team Italy. It's not World Cup, but, nationality is a big deal. So on turn 1, which I missed because they were fucking rude and didn't wait for me, then we saw Hippowdon barely live, Mega Charizard Y Solar Beam, kill it with Stone Edge, and get pursued. So I think that's a pretty fair exchange, because I guess that he didn't really want to. I think switching to Latios might have been better, but then again, at least this way he gets Charizard Y out of the way. Mega Gardevoir is going to tear that team up, by the way. It's something that TDK built for Stathicus to use in the World Cup of Pokemon Final, and I used a version of it with Charizard X instead, because rocks go up, and then Mega Scizor sweeps really easy if it's Zard Y. But yeah, Mega Gardevoir is one of the scariest things for it. You have to, most people don't run Max Spadef on Gliscor, and I think that's stupid, but it sorta helps. Just by the skin of your teeth, if you don't switch in on Hyper Voice. And this guy, Gardevoir's got HP Fire for all the Mega Scizors, and I suppose feasibly Metagrosses, both Mega and Assault Vest, that would check it otherwise. Helps with Jirachi too, and you don't have to worry missing against Ferrothorn, and PDC gets... Well, PDC doesn't have the Stealth Rock advantage. I guess he doesn't really need it, but, because Zard's gone, but... Yeah, and what I was saying earlier about the thing if you switch to Latios, if it was Zard X, then it was going to use Will-O-Wisp there, if it even stayed in, otherwise there was no reason to. Because then he could, safely switch into Solar Beam, blah blah. But Latios in games like this just does nothing but either, hit Ferrothorn or get pursued by Scarftar. So, and then Zard Y would really rip him up. So, that was a good, trade. So, Slowbro, here we see a great example of how fucking balanced Scald is. When Slowbro is switching into Ferrothorn and, spamming it. No burn, 2 tries. Is this real life? So, yeah, Latios, I mean, it's good, and I don't know if he has Defog. It's either Defog this or Spin Drill. He doesn't have any Rock Sweep, so he could have neither, really. We see Exca double into the Ferrothorn switch. He was hoping to catch Tyranitar, but it's fine. And I really love Slowbro in this metagame. We see Swords Dance, not fearing Leech Seed. And Gliscor comes in. These Gliscors are generally Spadef, as I said earlier, and that means +2 Life Orb Ironhead is going to fucking crush them. So, just to continue on the Slowbro thing, then, I really like Slowbro in this metagame. It checks so much stuff so nice. It's a backup to things like Keldeo. It can survive almost anything in a pinch. And Regenerator is just so great. Whenever I see a Mega Metacham that, annihilates so much and I have Slowbro, I'm like, yes! And then they have Thunder Punch. I actually never ran into a Thunder Punch one, but, I feared it. But at least it's good pivot material. So I could, take the optimal route of revenging it with Scarf Tyranitar. And then it uses Bullet Punch. Thunder Punch, Bullet Punch, that sounds kind of wacky. PDC in calculation mode right now. Let's put one of those skins on. There we go, much better. Sorry about that. I don't use these when I play, because it's harder to with the buttons, but it looks way cooler when spectating. So, I think Ironhead, it depends if he's Adamant or Jolly, too. I think Jolly's really good because Hoopa is fucking scary. And I guess, Nidoking had, an explosion, not an explosion, but a surge in popularity, and then it just sort of disappeared again. That's close, but he can still flinch. And look, he flinched. Of course, I guess Gliscor is kind of his best option at, even sorta checking Gardevoir. Not even checking, just Earthquaking it into Tyranitar range. And I think he needed, I think I would have gone to, whoa, what the fuck? Okay. Well, I guess Ferrothorn gets more spikes, guess no, it's Rock's Ferrothorn. Excuse me. That is not supposed to be Specs, but cool. I don't like Specs Latios. It's bad. Okay, Psychic 2 KO's Clefable, but it's like Pursuit Me Harder T-Tar, and you know Metagross, and even fucking the rare Scizor and Weavile. Fuck that. Yeah, that's bad. So here we see more Scald loveliness. I mean, Gardevoir's gonna muscle through it regardless. Unless it's Calm Mind Slowbro, which I guess, you know, is still annoyed by Leech, but Calm Mind, not Slowbro, is fucking great. I run 52 Spidef EVs, and once I took less than half from Gardevoir Hyper Voice after a Calm Mind. It was amazing. Anyway, I think Slowbro was a much better switch into Excadrill, because he doesn't need it for Keldeo since he's got Latios, and PDC does not have a Pursuiter, you know, that would make that, you know, null and void, sort of like his own Latios wasn't switched into the Charizard because he knew Tyranitar was just going to shit on it. And here we see Ferrothorn Wars, but Specterito's got a definite edge since he's got well, the PDC's going to get Mad Spikes down, and I think that's going to be the decider, because Gardevoir is just going to, you know, crush everything now. He can even get rid of He doesn't really need to, though, but there's no ground resistance, so he can just toss out those Life Orb Earthquakes. He's not going to Swords Dance when, you know, he doesn't need to. Although, if he SD'd... Nah, that'd be stupid, because if he just took a Power Whip for nothing... Well, it depends on how much Power Whip does, and I think he might have tried to Earthquake, because Scarftar can't revenge it. Wait, it's not Life Orb? But it's not Air Balloon. It wasn't Air Balloon. It must be like, I'm looking up. No, it's... Oh, we got tricked. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so he couldn't SD. Silly me. Wow, that is definitely a timid Gardevoir. And it's not a Calm Mind Slowbro, but Thunder Wave is going to help him out as the yellow magic, you know, is set into play, and now he's gonna, you know, he actually has a chance at killing the thing. I was gonna say if he SD'd, then Scarftar couldn't outspeed him and shit. But yeah, Italy is known for their playing with paralysis, and Slowbro's, he's really got it. He's also packing some nice. Oh, there it goes. Rip Slowbro. You know, deserve. I don't want to say deserve, but at the same time, it really was, because I mean, I know it's the optimal play and shit, but spamming, like, waiting for a full para is fucking gay. Anyway, so I think that as PDC drops his zing into the chat, I think Keldeo wins now. So yeah, he had to keep Slowbro healthy, otherwise Keldeo beat him. And I think, you know, letting Gliscor go, if he kept Gliscor, then Slowbro, yada yada. And if he kept Gliscor, then he would have still had, you know, fucking Latios. I mean, I know it's Specs, so it wasn't, you know, Recover and shit, but still. Not a fan of that at all. And Specterito forfeits. There's game one, folks. Before we get into game two, I'll just recap. It's double elimination. And best of 3 for everything. Okay, PDC up 1-0. Here we go with game 2. PDC using some typical PDC balance shit, while Specterito is going more offensive with, you could call his team bulky offense, I think. As with last game, Gardevoir just fucking rips that shit apart. Torn is pretty dangerous, although I guess Clefable, you know, can kind of stand up to it, but it's going to get knocked off, and I guess Clefable isn't really, you know, super threatening. I mean, it'll be annoyed by Rotom Volt switches without leftovers more, but And, you know, when Rotom Volt switches, you know what he's going to. He's going to Gardevoir. As soon as he makes sure it doesn't have T-Wave. So he's probably going to Excadrill. So PDC's Mega of choice is Slowbro, which Honestly, Slowbro probably wins once it Calm Minds, because if it Megas, because you can't kill. I guess the only chance would be really, well, no, he has to, Gardevoir is a problem. But if he can beat that, which, I mean, his entire team is slower than Gardevoir. I don't see him standing up to it too much. I don't think that's a Scarf Tran. It probably has rocks. So unless he manages to land a T-Wave on it with, maybe it's T-Wave Slowbro. You know, he doesn't need Psyshock. He has Venusaur for Keldeo. Although he would prefer to, not switch into it because of fucking... Wow, that was bad timing. Fucking Scald. Anyway, as I inform the two players that they can go, I forgot to tell them that they could go. Whoops. Very rude from Specterito's end. As Venusaur, the leadoff, not fearing Gardevoir yet, I expect to see a U-turn from Lander, since I think the Tyranitar is bulky with oh no, it's rocks. Okay, we did not see any of what I expected there. I expected Lando to be like Scarf or, I don't know, SD or some shit. Because Tyranitar probably has Chople to deal with, like Mega Zam and other focus blasting things like Gengar. Well, I guess he has Assault Vest Torn-T. There's what I was looking for. Sludge Bomb, the Torn switch. I guess he figured out that was Rock's Lando. So maybe Scarf or Bantar. And he poisons the Torn, and he immediately U-turns, not bothering with any knockoff shit. And he's going to regen back up to the 90s, and Lando comes back in for more U-turn pressure with Stealth Rock. Really digging into PDC's team here. If he knocked off that Gliscor, ooh, that's rough. That's a toughie. I think I might have... Ooh, Ice Fang, that's unexpected. Both players moving at the speed of light, so at least he, chunked Lando decently. But, Lando doesn't really care about it. And here comes Gardevoir. And I think we can kiss one Pokemon goodbye unless he switches into Hyper Voice with Heatran and dodges the Focus Blast. Even then he doesn't kill, but he can Tox Protect Stall. And, once you miss one Focus Blast, it's all over. You know how people switch Tran into Zard Y and shit and just, they just Toxic on the second Focus Blast because they know you're going to miss. I mean, technically it is in their favor. It is 49% to hit 2 straight Focus Blasts. PDC tempting the odds already, not like he can do much else. I would imagine he could, I don't know, man, like, well, there goes that. Crit for good measure. Zing indeed, PDC. I guess his Clefable doesn't have Thunder Wave. Maybe he fears Taunt. Maybe he hopes it doesn't have Psyshock. And, wow. I don't think he has Psyshock. Huh. I mean, I know it is a set. Like, TDK has used Sub-Calm Mind before, because you only really need it for Mega Venusaur, and... Oh my, he let it take Hurricane. Come on, dude. What was that? He just... I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. Because, since the Gardevoir does not have Psyshock, he can actually win with Venusaur plus Clefable with Slowbro handling extra, and he Calm Mind and didn't even Moonblast. Maybe he expected knockoff or some shit. But that was his avenue to win the... Jesus. That dude, this is why... Oh my god, it's not even Mega. Venusaur was the Mega. I'm so sorry. That was a blunder on my part. Yeah, Thunder Blunder himself would be a shame. I don't know why that's Spadef, dude. Spadef is really bad on Slowbro, because in theory it's like, oh yeah, I'm still gonna tank shit, and then I get to, live, like, I don't know, Gengar Shadow Ball and shit, but you're not gonna... You need that physical defense. And Clefable doubled into Gardevoir, and he forfeits. 14-turn Epic, 13-turn Epic here, with Specterito 6, PDC 3, not finishing it out. I think that game was relatively self-explanatory. Let's get on to the next one. Here we go for Game 3. Hopefully this one will be better. Specterito using some Classico Italian offense. And PDC is using some, offense for once in his life, because I guess he got tired of losing to Mega Gardevoir. Speaking of Italian, I recently decided on my favorite Italian word It's, forget about it. And, cool. And we're off to the races. So, I think that, now that I'm done looking at things other than the battle, it seems pretty even to me. Magnezone makes it tougher for PDC to handle Pinsir, but then again, Pinsir's gonna not enjoy Stealth Rock, and, you know, Latios is a really shitty Pokemon when it does anything other than Mega Calm Mind. Which is an amazing set, but, you know, it takes up your Mega, blah blah blah, and but it's, like, ridiculously bulky. Like, Scarf-Tar Pursuit is a thing of the past. Too bad it still gets fucking Scald Burned. Anyway, Gardevoir lead. I guess PDC is trying to dish out some, hurt of his own, as he traces the huge power rip. Oh my god. Fucking... Sorry, I'm getting PMs from people, and I tell people to fuck off and they don't. It's like when you tell someone, okay, don't PM me, I'm recording, and then they take up 3 lines telling you, okay, I won't bother you, blah blah blah. Okay, is he gonna Will-O-Wisp? He does. He misses. Is that Choice Band? Ow. That's bullshit. Yeah, anyway, so... Great commentary on that, I know, but, I guess Gardevoir was a good choice. It doesn't do horribly against any of the Pokemon. Like, nothing OHKOs it, you know, except for that. I guess Magnezone threatens Scarf Flash Cannon, but, you know, it's an easy switch out. Although, Magnezone is actually kind of threatening, since the only thing that really likes taking Flash Cannon is Keldeo, and, you know, that's not safe for obvious options, but Landorus T, this is not a Stealth Rocker, it is Swords Dancing. Now, Tank Chomp is not going to be able to chip it with Skin and Helmet, and it's not going to like that boosted Earthquake at all. People forget Lando T's attack is fucking massive. Wow. Jesus, that's... Whew. Anyway, now that I've, you know, beautifully articulated that, Latias is going to come in, and since it's dog shit, it can't kill, but it's going to put it in a Azumarill range for sure. Which, granted, isn't that much, because it is banded and all, but... Well, that must be soft sand or something. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but, or Earth Plate, because people are gay and use plates. The real item is what real Pokemon trainers use. Anyway, this Slugfest, I think that PDC should go to Jirachi and fire off a U-turn. That's what I would do. Since Draco does jack shit, and he can threaten Latias, or he can just, you know, take the kill. Doesn't kill, because Latias is not Latios and is dog shit. And now I would switch out of the Quick Attack instead of Azumarill Aqua Jet. Yep, no item, that's probably soft. It could be Lum too if he wants to fuck with Sableye or some shit, and not die to, you know, Scald Burns. But I think it's more likely to be the ground boosting item, whichever one he's chosen. So I think he goes to Garchomp here on Quick Attack. And Specterito cannot, you know, not Quick Attack. If he does... Is he gonna get... I thought he was, like, not going to Mega to get the Moxie boost. But no, he goes to Pinsir instead. Not really sure why he's keeping Garchomp that healthy. I mean, it's probably Sash on that team. It's too... that is not an Assault Vest Magnezone, so I can't say maybe it's that sick. That's blown the hell up. And that's definitely... I think almost definitely Scarf. So Latios can just roost on it. But then, you know, Volt Switch into Azumarill is safe, because when people's best switch into Latios' Azumarill, you will find them, you know, leaving in their Garchomps to take Draco Meteors and shit. I experienced that a lot. Okay, maybe it's not Scarf, or maybe he just didn't want to risk, you know, Garchomp coming into Volt Switch, because that would really kill momentum, and then, you know, because once those rocks go up, they stay. Anyway, now Jirachi is really threatening. Okay, not really threatening, but it can check Pinsir, sort of, at least, you know, with its super effective move. Because Magnezone is really weak. It doesn't have leftover, so Iron Head's a couple flinches away. Landorus is at full health, though. And Intimidate and all that. It's probably Scarf, which means a couple Iron Heads are also going to beat it down. So, I realize my commentary on this one has been a bit lacking. It's what happens when there's a gap between games and the second one was fucking shitty. No excuses though, of course. Okay, that's not Sash Garchomp. It is Helmet. As U-turns thinking, hey, it's gonna waterfall since it's staring down a fucking Jirachi. But instead Garchomp comes in and gets murdered. Once this Azumarill goes down though, all damage is good damage because then Keldeo can fuck shit up. And so can Latios, but mainly Keldeo too. He's got to keep it healthy though, out of Pinsir quick attack range. Which granted, you know, is... I'm not sure the exact range. It's like a bit under 50, I think. Maybe around 50. I might be underestimating Pinsir, but... I also might be underestimating Latios a bit, because I did not... Psyshock just... that seems a bit... I guess I'm thinking of Clefable when it comes to Fairy switching into Psyshock. But that seems like a kind of tall order. I think he's probably going... Oh, Psychic. Yeah, that's much better. I like Psychic. It's a good move. I mean, it's not fun when you face an Assault Vest poke, or like a Azumarill, but it's nice that he can, you know, fuck with that, you know, fuck with something on the special side while not dropping the special attack. This is I think it's HP Fire Latios, actually. I recognize this team from when TDK used it a while back. And he's going to surprise this Magnezone with HP Fire. As I think it's likelier that it's like Specs Mag and Scarf Lando. Nope, it's Scarf Mag. I mean, that doesn't outrule Scarf Lando, but... excuse me, that was a weak burp, too. I should have gone all the way. But I didn't have enough preparation time. Anyway, Landorus is... Well, I mean, now he's still got a choice. I mean, Draco kills something this turn. The only way it doesn't is if that Lando is super bulky. And I mean, it would have to be bulkier than PDCs, which just barely lived to Latios Draco. And then he would switch back to Magnezone on the next turn, and blah, blah, fucking blah. He didn't get a kill in those 2 turns. But it's, here comes Landorus. Did he HP Fire? No, he recovered. Okay. Are we going to see him drop a Draco like Pokeaim? That would be a very Hita Fajita move, I think. I guess we do. Wow, that just died. You know, I enjoy when games are a bit, you know, drawn out, because, you know, more skill and all that. And I don't love slugfests, but sometimes when a poke just evaporates from full health, it is great to see. It's much more satisfying. Well, I don't know about much more satisfying. Okay, Scarf Jirachi pretty much wins now. I see SDs, and it's going to kill Latios, but if he has Fire Punch, then that wins. He can also, I don't know, fucking flinch. Flinch at once. I guess it could be in the hands of a flinch, but I would assume he has at least Ice Punch. And then, you know, if not either of those moves to hit Pinsir super effective, he can go for flinch, which will 2 a KO from there. And it'll take out Magnezone with any bit of luck. Although, since Latios gets sacked, actually, you know what, it's going to be a little closer than you expect. But if it's Fire Punch Rachi, it's game over. If it's not, then Scarf Magnezone outruns. I know that unboosted Thundurus has like a really good chance to not kill Keldeo, because it's 110 base power. I tend to forget that a lot. You know, with the XY power creep and shit, people forget that moves got their base powers toned down a bit. Not nearly enough, if you ask me, but... Oh, he HP fired, not risking Draco miss. Oh my god, he SD'd again. Well, now it's definitely in Jirachi Ironhead range, so... I'm not sure what that really accomplished. I guess a crit didn't even win. Okay, it's Fire Punch. But, I don't know why he didn't go for a miss instead, because then he was in Ironhead range, so. And, yeah, so PDC's gonna, you know, stay in the winner's bracket. Specterito heads to the losers. Interesting series, for sure. I don't think anyone would debate that. PDC overcomes the rough start to Game 2 by cleaning up with Jirachi. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the other OLT Round 1 games. Surely quality battles all around with gems such as Acrobatics, Leftovers, Talonflame. I mean, hey man, sometimes you're going to switch into knockoff, and you want that full base power minus the recoil. Yeah, alright. Next up, we'll see what's next. Stay brutal.